Hi, and welcome to Quilt Street. I'm Mary Kate Carpetras, and in this video, we're going to be talking about how to make the Courthouse Steps block. It's a very beginner-friendly block, and it may look a little familiar to you. If you've ever seen or made a log cabin quilt, you'll see some similarities, and in fact, they are sort of cousins, right? They start with a center square, and they're built from the center out. It's not one of those blocks where you can make some units and then you join them into rows and then you join the rows. No, you have to start these blocks, and this block in particular, from the center, and then you add out. The fun part of that is then you can make them as big as you want. This block in particular is a 15-inch block, and these patches finish at 1 inch. So it gets well, you can make it as large as you want or as small as you want. But today we're going to be talking about this 15-inch block, okay? So let's take a look at what these patches look like when they are all laid out. It's a lot of patches, right? The advantage is that versus a log cabin where you have to press each patch as you go, with this one, you're going to be adding essentially patches to two opposite sides, and then you can get up and press. And then you add 2 more patches to the other sides, and then you get up and press. So starting from the center, you start with 3 patches, square patches of equal size. In this case, these were cut at 1.5 inches, 1 light and 2 dark. And you're going to join those into essentially a pieced rectangle. And then let's take a look at what that looks like. Let's get these out of the way, go over here, and you get this. And then you're going to add your side patches. These were cut at 3.5 inches, join those to the sides, and then let's take a look at what those units look like as you start to build them out. So here we go. So as we said, you start with your pieced rectangle, and then you add the patches to the sides, and then you add the same dimension of patches, but this time to the top and bottom, and in your second color, in this case, this really beautiful amethyst purple to the top and bottom. And then you go and you add the next size of patch to the sides. It's really that simple. And if I had kept going, then I would have added these are 5.5 inches. I would have added the 5.5-inch purple patches to the top and bottom. One other thing just wanted to bring up this little design option, is that similar to a log cabin where oftentimes the center square is maybe a red square. You can do something like that with Courthouse Steps. You can start off with, just something that adds a little bit of contrast here in the center. A little bit of variety there. But the great thing about Courthouse Steps is it's really great block for scrappiness. Now, I love this 2-color version. I think it's nice and it's just really vibrant and shows up so well. You get that you can really see the steps in this, right? But these are great blocks for stash busting. If you are a person who saves strips, just random strips from other projects because they're a little bit too big to throw in the trash, but you're not quite sure what to do with it, this is the block for that. Gather your scraps or your strips into color families, choose maybe 2 color families of complementary colors, gather them by value, really light, really dark, and then you can just start cutting them into the sizes that you need. And again, once you get the basic hang of this block, you can make it as large or as small as you want. In fact, I've seen quilts that are just basically one large Courthouse Steps. Maybe they didn't start off with strips quite this narrow. Maybe they were 2-inch strips or something. But you can just keep going with this. Scrappy Courthouse Steps blocks are so vibrant. They have so much movement. Another fun thing that you can do is play with the arrangement of the blocks. So if you're going to make enough blocks to make a quilt, a variety of blocks, how you lay them out will make a difference. So you can lay them out vertically so that you would get sort of a stepped diamond shape going once you laid them, vertically like this, or you could alternate the direction of the blocks to, get a different look. There's really no right or wrong when it comes to a Courthouse Steps block. There's only what you think looks good. Thank you so much for joining us today. Be sure to check out the other blocks in our block library at quiltstreet.com.